Quite remote and nestled high in the eastern Vaca Mountains, Chiles Valley AVA is one of Napa's Valley best-kept secrets. Officially designated as an American viticultural area in 1999, this elevated growing region combines mountain breezes, volcanic soils, and a longer growing season to craft wines that are fresh, vibrant, and deeply expressive. It's a place where nature sets the pace, and the wines reflect its cool, high-altitude elegance. Where is Chiles Valley? Chiles Valley lies northeast of St. Helena and Rutherford AVA, tucked into the Vaca Mountain Range at elevations between 600 and 1,200 feet. Despite being part of Napa Valley, the AVA feels a world away. It's less developed, more rugged, and much cooler than the valley floor. Surrounded by forests, lakes, and winding rural roads, Chiles Valley offers slow rhythm, perfect for grape growing and wine exploration. So, Chiles Valley experiences a distinctly cooler climate, influenced by both its elevation and distance from the valley's warm core. Morning fog links longer, and nighttime temperatures drop significantly, creating a broad diurnal range of temperatures. This climate supports slow and steady ripening, elevated natural acidity, complex flavor development without excessive sugar accumulations. So what's the result? Wines with balance, aromatic and aging potential, especially for varieties that benefit from cooler sites. Terroir soils. Let's talk about that. They're of volcanic origins in the hills. The soils of Chiles Valley reflect its mountain heritage, composed primarily of volcanic ash, clay loam, and weathered rock. The terroir offer excellent drainage, forcing deep root systems. There's also low fertility, naturally limiting the vigor. The soils are mineral rich, which contributes to complexity in wine. All of those conditions help produce small, concentrated berries, especially for reds like Zinfandel and Cabernet Sauvignon. So, what do we find in Chiles Valley? Well, this is the AVA that's not densely planted, but supporting a range of red and white varietals, each benefiting from region's cool climate and long growing season. So when it comes to the red varietals, we're going to find varieties like Zinfandel, which is one of the region's signature grape varieties, showing spice, red fruit, and minerality. When it comes to Cabernet Sauvignon, its structure, it's age-worthy with dark fruit and herbal notes. There's also Syrah and Petit Syrah. They tend to be bold, often peppery, with richness and creepiness. And there's Merlot. Merlot is rounded and plush and often blended with Cabernet Sauvignon. But we also have white grape varieties. And the number one is Chardonnay, crisp, clean with stone fruit and citrus notes. There's also Sauvignon Blanc, bright and herbal with refreshing, zesty acidity. And when it comes to the tasting, I have prepared for you today a green and red Napa Valley Zinfandel from Chiles Mill Vineyard. So, I'm going to analyze it with WSET Systematic Approach to Wine Tasting. So when I tilt my glass, I already see a garnet hue, and this is a medium garnet. That means there's a little bit of age on this wine. This is 2018 vintage, so that perfectly corresponds to the age. When we get to the nose, it has pronounced intensity, and we have a combination of red fruit characters, red cherries was quite ripe, with the notes of herbs, very ripe herbs as well, and that is followed by the dark fruit. There's a hint of the blackberry on the nose as well, and forest flowers coming through. There's a hint of earthiness and the whetstone character on the nose. So with that, we're going to get to the palate. Dried with medium acidity and high alcohol. The alcohol, however, is very well integrated with pronounced intensity of the fruit, making it a greatly balanced wine. So when we talk about balance, we always want to talk about two factors. The next thing is tannins. Tannins in this wine is ripe in nature, and it is medium plus. It's a very elegant tannins as well, giving us an idea of the quality of this particular wine. So when it comes to the quality assessment, which in WSET we're going to talk about the balance, length, intensity, and complexity. Mention that there is balance in this wine between the intensity of the fruit and the level of alcohol. When it comes to the finish or the length of how the positive flavors are lingering on the palate, I'm calling it a medium plus. So if there's a plethora of beautiful red and black fruit, followed by earthy tones, followed by herbal tones, with just a hint of vanilla on the finish. So with that, we want to go talk about complexity, but we also want to talk about the typicity. So when it comes to typicity of this wine, we already said that intensity is pronounced, but now let's refer to typicity. Zinfandel is a specific grape variety that shows in blind tasting with the lesser pigmentation in the color, brings in higher alcohol levels when it's especially when it's fully ripe, and tends to have a profile that starts with the red fruit. And all of that is just right in this glass. We're actually having a great expression of Napa Valley Zinfandel. So we definitely want to give it at that point for the typicity and the complexity. We've mentioned the red fruit, black fruit as well. We're speaking about the oak influence. We're speaking about the stony character as well, the herbal character. All of that with the hint of dried fruit and dried plum that is coming from aging, gives us a really nice range of complexity. So this is a very good wine. We're going to conclude with WSET structure, talking about the very good wine from Chiles Valley. So if you want to learn more, go to the next unit and see you in Napa. We'll talk more about Napa Valley AVAs. Cheers.